Yo, what is up guys, Gray here, and today we have got our Week 8 battle of the APA Academy. We're going up against Shay and his Dallas Starmies. If you don't know who Shay is, make sure to go check out his channel, links down below to his and all the coaches in the APA. And yeah, he's a great guy and a great battler. I know the only other league I've been in with him, he went unbeaten for the entire season and just like won out, I'm fairly sure, if I remember rightly. It was a while ago, but certainly a good battler and not to be taken lightly. But I feel like we got a pretty solid matchup, and yeah, let's get into the team builder. By team builder, I mean I'll go quickly over the team. We have got Tyranitar with Assault Vest, Rock Blast, Earthquake, Avalanche, and Heavy Slam. I remember him having a Sylveon on this team, and Heavy Slam is really nice for that. Rock Blast, in case he wants to, well, it breaks any Sash lead with Bombi and any substitute Kyurem. Earthquake hits the Lucario and the Doublade, and Avalanche is the best move really to hit the Appleton with, but if I'm having to sack my Tyranitar to Appleton, I'm probably not in a good position. Very much a defensive build this week, but it still can do a lot of damage. It's still a Tyranitar. Next up we've got Excadrill with Sand Rush, Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, and Swords Dance. Running a lot of Spadef to try and be able to take hits from the Appleton. And I am running Rapid Spin in case he does get those webs up, then I can at least Rapid Spin him away and get back up to my normal Sand Rush speed, which outspeeds everything on his team. I think he had a couple of choice Scarfers that potentially could have outsped me in after the webs, namely Kyurem, and so we just want to avoid that. Then we got Golisopod with Silver Powder, First Impression, Leech Life, Aqua Jet, and Spikes. Really only needed First Impression, Leech Life, and Aqua Jet, I felt, this week. Spikes was there just as an option if I could actually find a turn to be able to set them up. It's quite nice to break any Sashes, and also for the chip against his team, because I believe his removal was pretty weak. His only rocker as well was Claydol from memory, and so I felt like I didn't really need to run Boots on it this week. If he brought the Claydol, then obviously I'd play differently, but at the same time Claydol can just have a meh matchup. So then we got Choice Specs Chandelure with Shadow Ball, Overheat, Flamethrower, and Memento. I only really needed Fire and Ghost coverage again this week. Memento is there to be able to set up an opportunity for my Excadrill should I need it late game and I don't have the sand up. And then we've got our Rotom Wash with Rocky Helmet, Volt Switch, Toxic, Reflect, and Light Screen, running pretty defensively. Dual Screens were pretty nice, but at the same time Rocky Helmet was also pretty nice, so I kind of went with both. And the screens won't be up long enough, but that long, but 5 turns or 4 turns after the initial turn should be enough actually for me to be able to set up and put myself in a really good position to win. And lastly we've got Life Orb Noivern with Frisk, Draco, Hurricane, Super Fang, and Roost. I'm running Life Orb Super Fang because if I drop my special attack at any point, then at least I've got the Super Fang to be able to do half to things like a Blastoise and Kyurem, which actually puts it in range of the First Impression. But anyway, let's get into this one. I'm going to lead off with my Tyranitar because if he wants to lead off with a Bombi, then I can just Rock Blast it. And as you can see, he actually does. And of course, I'm just going to pick the Rock Blast. If I take a bit of damage, I take a bit of damage. I have Assault Vest. I don't take a whole lot from either a Bug Buzz or a Moonblast. I think about like 40% if he's specs. Probably a bit more than that actually, probably about half if he's specs. But if he goes for a Sticky Web, then he's going to probably just die. And if he goes for anything else, then there's also a good chance that he dies. Like, I just need 3 hits to be able to take it out. And he actually goes for a sub, which is like the best case scenario. We break his sub and we do get the 3 hits, so his Rabombi goes down turn 1, and that is absolutely ideal. We're in a really great place because he doesn't have the webs up as well. But this this Lucario is a problem. I don't really have much in terms of switching. I didn't want to get CC'd, so I felt like the best play was to go Noivern. It's kind of the middle ground play. Noivern is kind of expendable. If it's Choice Scarf Kyurem, it outspeeds me. If it's if he managed to get a Shell Smash up, then I don't outspeed his Blastoise, and that kills me. I don't have anything to touch the Doublade, and Appleton I can kind of deal with my Golisopod, but it's a little sketchy if I can deal with it or not. But I felt like it was the most expendable member on my team, outside of potentially the Chandelure, but again I didn't want to take a crunch with my Chandelure, so yeah, I went into my Noivern, which actually takes it pretty well, but unfortunately we do get the defense drop, and after the sand, I am not able to take an extreme speed as he actually switches out into his Blade, probably calling that I have nothing for him, but we're just going to throw up Reflect on this turn, and I believe we're going to go and Volt Switch straight out into our Chandelure. Takes a little bit of damage from the Rocky Helmet and a big chunk from the Volt Switch, and a Shadow Sneak's really not doing a whole lot to us, and Shadow Ball pretty much just claims a kill. He has no switch-ins to it, and he's going to go out onto his Kyurem, as I'm going out onto my Tyranitar. It's my dedicated switch into his Kyurem now, and unless he has Focus Blast, Earth Power into Focus Blast, it's not going to kill me unless he's Life Orb. Life Orb or Specs, and there I knew that he wasn't going to stay in. He's not doing enough damage, and from that, from the damage he did, it kind of looked like maybe he was Choice Scarf. Potentially he was like the Berry to be able to take a hit from my Excadrill later on. So I felt like he was not going to stay in, and his most likely switch into Tyranitar is Golisopod. So his Golisopod is Appleton. So I make the hard read and go into my Golisopod, and I don't think he was going to go for a Freeze Dry anyway on that turn. It would have to be a pretty big read for him to go into to go for Freeze Dry on a switch in to Rotom, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go to my Golisopod and just throw off a first impression. As he probably has Recover on us, he does go for the Max Guard, which is a nice play for him. But I know with my investment I'll be able to outspeed this Appleton, and Leech Life is going to put it in range of a Draco Meteor from my Noivern. Regardless, I was always going to be put into emergency exit from either the sand or the attack itself, so that's not an issue. And actually it's kind of nice being out of my emergency exit range, as we're actually just going to take this this Appleton down with a Draco Meteor. Things are looking really good at this point. I'm just in a really good place, and I'm just going to throw off a Super Fang. I couldn't let this set up for free. It's one of those mons that if it gets a Swords Dance up, it's a problem, but I always have my way of dealing with it unless it was like Double Dance, in which case I really want to put it in range of my Golisopod. So I'm just going to go for a Super Fang, as he's going to take me out with the Meteor Mash. It actually gets the attack boost. I mean, who gets the attack boost from a Meteor Mash? But I'm going to go into my T-Tar to try and bait out a... Well, I say bait out a close combat. He's going to go for a close combat. And with the Rocky Helmet plus the Life Orb, I've actually put it in range of the Golisopod. But I decided that I actually want to keep my first impression. I feel like that is more valuable. And switching in my... him potentially being able to go into his Blastoise afterwards and being able to set up was a bit of a problem. I think the main thing here is, like, I thought if he didn't have Vacuum Wave, then there's no way of outspeeding me. He's shown to be physical, and I am not a man, and I did not click the Swords Dance because that was way too risky in the situation. He does actually have the Vacuum Wave. But he's going to go down to his Life Orb, and we're going to go and throw off an Earthquake into the Ether. And here he goes to his Kyurem, and this really confused me because he went to his Blastoise. There was always a chance that he could still win. Turns out I think he was Life Orb potentially on his Blastoise, so he wouldn't be able to recover the stats lost. But when he went into his Kyurem, I was really surprised because I thought he would just scold me potentially with his Blastoise. He's kind of playing a little bit of a differential at this point. So when he went to Kyurem, I just assumed at this point that he's the Berry, and I want to put him in, like, definitely in range of my Golisopod's first impression. If he doesn't have Protect, then we're in a good place. If he does have Protect, then it's a bit of a problem, but we can play around it. So I'm just going to throw off an Earthquake. It definitely puts him in range of first impression, as he's going to Earth Power my my Excadrill, and I don't believe that actually was the Berry. I think he was kind of just baiting me to think like he was Berry, and it worked perfectly for him. Here I'm just going to throw off the first impression. If he wants to switch out, then his Blastoise is not going to appreciate it at all. And I was debating this play for a little while, and I just decided Leech Life was my best play. If he tries to Shell Smash, then I pick up... Oh, I do enough damage that it should put him in range of a first impression if I switch back in. Also potentially put him in range of 2 Aqua Jets, and I don't believe, unless he's running Rock Slide and Adamant with that Life Orb, that a Rock Slide is going to be able to take me out. But it would at least put me back into my emergency exit range, which is kind of annoying. But I'm just going to go for the Leech Life here, and it turns out he isn't White Herb, and so he takes 85% from that, and he is just going to drop to the Aqua Jet afterwards. So good game to Shay. It was a really fun game. Certainly like started off really nicely with that Ramombi kill, and once Lucario had been chipped down enough, I kind of felt quite comfortable, and my late game was kind of just win with drill, as most late games are with Sankor. But I had to improvise a little bit just because I may have overthought things a little bit around the Curum. Ironhead just absolutely wiped him off. So I guess Ironhead probably would have still done about the same amount as Earthquake, even if he was the very berry. So by all means, I think Ironhead was my play there. I think I just overthought things, and for some reason went for the Earthquake and just sacked my exit build, probably for no reason. But anyway, good game to Shay, and we moved to 8-0, which is like the best I've ever had in any season. Like, I've not done this well at all. I am as shocked as anyone that I'm actually 8-0. I don't consider myself to be like a really top tier battler or anything, and yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. But we do go against PlatinumHowler next week, and I'm not spoiling anything because I'm late with the upload. He is also 8-0 at this point, and yeah, we've got something interesting in store for next week, I'll say that much. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe for the rest of the season, as well as other Draft League content. And until the next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.